Ryan Romo. Wow, welcome to the Elev8 Event Series Podcast. It is so good to have you on. I can't wait to learn a little bit more about your business. We've met, you've been to the parties back in the day, and I never actually got to find out what it was that you did. I'm excited to have you on and learn a little bit more about your business. And welcome, thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate you so much, and we just want to learn a little bit more about you.
Yeah, happy to contribute, man. I'm really cheering you on with your growth and success with this new venture. It's definitely in your lane. I know we've crossed paths a few times, had brief conversations, but you're always the sun at the events, and everyone's revolving around you. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm glad we got to chat it up, and excited to be here, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. Thank you so much. But let's just start with what is the business? Can you kind of tell us the name, Wholesale? I know it's the second leading wholesaler or close to it in DFW. Is that correct?
For sure. I mean, we're definitely market competitors here in DFW for wholesale transactions. I don't really consider us wholesalers. I consider us investor advisors, partners. We tee up investment products for particularly flippers and rental buyers. So helping people achieve financial freedom, helping them, achieve whatever their goals are. We have two sides of the business, right? So we source off-market single-family homes and some land, and we work with buyers who, like I said, are flip and rental buyers. So it's a simple business model. We got our product, like I said, single family homes. How we service our buyers is obviously how we differentiate ourselves in the market. It's a people game, right? It's a people business. So it all comes down to how our agents service our buyers. And it's all about, obviously buyer experience. And obviously we do this at a high levels. We're two and a half, not even 2.5 years into business. And we're already set to open up our Fort Worth office here in our second office location in 2 weeks. So a lot of growth, just under 30 agents. And, yeah, I mean, really just trying to do good business and provide a lot of value in the marketplace. It's wholesaling is a simple business, and it's a low barrier to entry to get in here in the wholesale game. And we're really more focused on the buyer. I'm sure you've heard of direct to seller wholesaling, where, you have individuals or small groups go and connect directly with distressed homeowners, people who typically need to sell their home for cash or quick as is in a really quick time frame. So we actually service more of those type of people. We don't really do the direct to seller wholesaling marketing. Our acquisition agents actually connect and add value to them. And like I said, we're kind of more set up as an off-market marketplace. Wholesalers come to us to help them move their properties. And then our sales team, our investor advisors, are the ones connecting with our end buyers, the ones that are looking, to get into real estate. I would say a good majority of our buyer pool are people who are just getting started in their real estate career. Our slogan, our motto is helping every investor become a real estate investor, right?
Your buyer, your okay. So your buyers. So just a couple of things to unpack. Like I do the wholesale thing. I've been in real estate now. How long? 8 years. It's always like this. Like it's like this industry that's everybody wants to be in or knows something about or has heard about, but nobody like really understands what wholesaling is. So can you just break it down? I wouldn't say nobody. So certain people do, but like, can you just break it down for like the average listener of the podcast, right? Like, what is wholesaling? Like, what is it? Like, what is like? Just break it down into the macro. What is wholesaling?
For sure. I mean, honestly, simply put, we're flipping contracts, right? So we find a property, we run the ARV, we comp the property. We're like, okay, it's going to be worth 4K after repair, and we buy it off a percentage basis. Most investors are between 70 and 80%, and then you back out repairs. And in theory, that's where an investor, a flipper, would want to buy the property. So from there, we hunt, good quality deals. If the numbers pencil, we do so many of these, we know the market like the back of our hands, right? So we'll put the property under contract. We will send the property to our inventory board, and our sales team will go sell it to their investors. Like I said, we're a flipper and rental buyers. So we'll just assign the contract. It's quick, easy. Typically deals sell in 7 to 14 days. We just take a little middleman fee, assignment fee in between, and then our investors go and do whatever their strategy is, whether it's fixing it up, flipping on the open market, or of course, fixing it and renting it and adding to their portfolio.
So you guys are essentially you guys find deals. Your whole deal is you find deals, and then you have buyers that on your for your particular buyer pool. It's a lot of first time real estate investors that are looking for guidance. And then you're going to be able to connect the distressed property after you've evaluated the ARV, which is the after return value. So after you've evaluated how much repairs are going to go in it, and then you sell it back to them, obviously for a fee, and then they take that property at said price and they either flip it or do new construction or put it to use in whatever way that they want to at a significant. That's where the wholesale is at a significant.
Discount.
Okay.
Discounted properties. And like really, at the end of the day, we're teeing up investment products for investors to go do their thing, right? And it's a streamlined, efficient process, quick closes, cash or hard money. Traditional, conventional real estate, as you know, I know you're an expert in that field. We're not making our money off the percentage or like 2 or 3 points off the sales price. We're actually contracting the home, right, where we have equitable interest, and then we assign those rights, that contract to our end buyer. So they assume all whatever those teed up terms are, sales price, close date, whatever's on the contract. We literally just assign that and make a little fee in between. But there's a lot that goes. It's a simple business. There's a lot that goes into it. I think we are a brokerage. Everyone's licensed. We have a lot of tenured people. Myself, for example, I started out in commercial. I worked for a commercial developer in Waco, and we touched every asset class you'd imagine. A little bit of a slower process, and I just found my way into this wholesale arena. And like I mentioned earlier on the call, it was a low barrier to entry. I think wholesale has a bad rap because, like I said, it is a low barrier to entry. So you get a lot of people coming in that maybe aren't the best and the brightest, or they just don't know what they're doing because they go on YouTube and talk to some guru, and it's not that simple, right? And there's a right and wrong way to do it. There's a lot of bad actors in this industry. So we're really here to clean it up and do good business. And I think we've achieved that. If you go online, whether it's Facebook, reviews, whatever, I know we have a reputation of trust and that we actually put out good deals, and we will never not do that. That's always a high priority for us. That's our trust, our word, our products, everything to us. So we make sure we don't put out bad deals, which is a bad problem in this industry.
How do you find deals? I mean, can you share how you find deals? I mean, obviously, I mean, I don't know if you can give away all your secrets, but
For
like,
sure.
what?
I mean, honestly, so that's the thing. There really are no secrets. Again, it's a simple business. It's it's just like building relationships, building a book of business. Like I said, we don't do the direct to seller marketing side. So we don't actually touch the homeowner. That's more direct to seller wholesaler.
Yeah,
That's
that's
our
my.
client.
Yeah,
So we connect with direct to seller wholesalers who are right. So they're doing the marketing, they're doing SEO, PPC, direct mail, door knocking, whatever you can think of, so they can that's their lead funnel, right? They're connecting with homeowners who need to sell their home quick, cash, and efficient, whether divorce situations,
yeah.
pre-foreclosures. We're solving a problem of speed and efficiency for them. And we connect with those direct to seller wholesalers, and we essentially become their disposition partner. A lot of times they're not licensed, they don't know the market as well as us. They don't have the buyers on hand to actually move these. So I always joke that we're like the Raising Canes. We do one thing and one thing very well, and that's focus on the buyer. We're obsessed with buyer experience, and that's our main focus. So for these direct to seller wholesalers, a lot of times they're like chickens with their heads running around, and they try to do everything. So once they get a contract, the deal's not done. They need to find a buyer and make sure that thing closes, or they're not getting paid. That's our value to them. Of course, to like the buyers, that's us connecting and making sure that we're providing good opportunities for them to come in and actually execute on a quality deal that we're the only ones that have the right to sell.
So how do you find those? Because this is a piece of my real estate tool belt that I've never been able to like properly find. Like, how do you find? How do you find the right? Because I like the buyers, right? A lot of people want to invest in real estate, but finding the deals is the hard part. How do you find guys that find the deals? And then two-part question, I guess. Do you then also work with people like myself, realtors and investors that, I mean, I guess you're finding the deals and then that's your whole business is being able to find us good deals. Is that like, say I'm an investor, is that essentially the business? And then how do you find those on the ground guys that actually can that get these properties? Because I feel like that's gotta be a secret sauce that I don't understand how
No, that's a
people.
great question. And again, there's no secrets. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, we have agents that are acquisition agents. They focus on building relationships with those direct to seller wholesalers.
Okay.
Also agents, there are agents that specialize more in distressed properties. So, it's like any other business. Go out there, do phone calls, hit up, investor meetups, go on Facebook and market yourself. hey, I'm the guy, I can help you move this distressed property. We have the buyers. It's just building up those funnels and then actually delivering on your word and doing good business. On the buyer, same thing. I think single family, we have an advantage because it is, again, it's a lower barrier to entry. Like everyone talks about multifamily, industrial, these big commercial deals, but the average person might have 50, 60 grand in their pocket, and everyone wants to get into real estate, right? Real estate creates the most millionaires, but where do they start? They start at single family. They come to groups like us, and we want to be that. We want to provide them that expertise and kind of help them every step of the way and help them execute. And the best part is this is scalable repeat business, right? The second somebody's done with a flip or they add a property to their portfolio, they're coming back for more. So this is how we kind of scale on top of each other and continue to grow. So again, just does that answer your question? I think I
Yeah,
will.
no, good. I mean, like, I'm just thinking good to know, because I was teaching I launched those Crutchfield Custom Master Classes, and a couple barriers of entry that we had for these new investors, right? Like, number one, you can't do new construction, specifically new construction, if you don't have a GC license. And a lot of these guys are, they see Eric on Instagram with his cars and stuff, and they want to invest in real estate and do real estate, and they just want to get started in the game. And the biggest, when I was looking for properties for them, dude, I'm good at some stuff, and then there's stuff I'm not good at. And going around and finding a distressed property has never been in my business. I've always been on the luxury side. So I would go try to find them properties, but I don't know. I mean, there's definitely got to be a science, like, or a system to find distressed properties better than the one that I was using. And I know there's better off market stuff. So that was always something, like, I was always looking for good wholesalers. And I've hit up some guys, I found I'm not naming names, but some people in town send me some stuff that's just like, it's already under contract. Like, why did you know what I'm saying? Like,
We call that daisy chaining. So
yeah, like
we
wild goose chase. So for me, like, the wholesale experience, I just let those leads go, because I'm just like, I don't know. I need that person, because I'm definitely not, like you said, specializing. Like, I want to specialize in marketing and high end real estate. And for me personally, like, going and finding these distressed properties is not something I'm good at. So I always needed that wholesaler in my tool belt. So I'm glad that we're having this conversation, because my experience so far with wholesalers has been very much like, I feel like a lot of people's experience with wholesalers is like, dude, you're wasting my time. And after you waste my time a couple of times, there's no I don't feel like even returning the phone call, or even looking at or hey, even better, like, I have 100 emails per day, right? Like, if you got a banger deal, call me so that I see it, and then we have a relationship, and then I can go get one of my guys that may be in the right mind frame, that just got out of a flip or something. So that's good to know. Like, it's very good to know, for
Yeah,
sure.
no, we'd love to have you at the office. So we can get more in the nitty gritty if you want. I know we're trying to keep this to 2025, but I'm happy to dispel all secrets to you.
All right, all right, all right, cool. I'll
It's.
there.
I mean, it was a lot of hard work to get here. I mean, at the beginning, it was my founding partner Nick, who's definitely the architect of the sales team, and set a record for most sales in a year. So very particular way how we become successful and actually actually transact professionally and become the best. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a really competitive market
Yeah,
and
really
competitive
competitive.
arena.
Yeah,
Uh,
one of the most, out of like all the real estate industries, I would say definitely probably the most competitive that I've seen. I mean, real estate's competitive, but wholesale, like I said, it's like a y'all are like mad scientists. Like, and there's very few. Like I said, I found very few that are actually legit. Actually, I haven't found one so far that has fit my needs. So yeah, that would be great, because there's a ton of people wanting to get in real estate, especially with my experience, like, with these master classes. And people want to get in new construction. It's like the most trending thing. I see all these builders doing it, and I've either listed for them or know them personally on a lot of these builders. And it's like, everybody wants that, and I've capital raised for builders in the past, and that's where the money's at in real estate right now. But also, damn, I would be great to find the deal for them and capital raise and list it. That's always been a dream of mine, but I've been missing that front end stuff. So this is a $1 million phone call right here.
for sure. And really, like, just our goal as a company now is, now that we have the proof of concepts there, the models work, we have our core. I mean, we're really here to shape careers. People that want, everyone says they want to get into real estate, and there's a lot of brokerages out there. that I don't think really provide the tools, resources, mindset, all the things that someone needs to be successful. And if you step in our environment, I really consider it a growth based environment. Obviously, it is 1099. You got to perform and come out here and really dig deep to
Yeah,
be
that's fair.
successful. You get it. I mean, man, I think our top agent took home 55K last month, and we have 22, 23, 24 year olds who have only been with us for 6 months, and they're starting to do 20K months. That's life changing money. The opportunity's insane. And I came from the commercial real estate world, and I think it takes about 5, 6, 7 years to really start hitting those 150, 200, 300 kind of K years. I mean, we have a couple people on track. They're not even a year in. They're going to do well over 100, all while helping out their investors and actually, being a big part of their business. I think wholesale real estate is one of the best ways to get started and learn about, especially if you want to be an investor yourself.
I mean, there's your sales pitch right there because I mean, to be honest with you, as someone who teaches, trains, and coaches luxury agents, for me to get you to hit 100K year one is, I mean, you better be damn good, and it's really hard right now with commissions getting squeezed. Every conversation's hard. The market's frozen. If you bought in 2021, you got a 3% interest rate, so your payment is 20 to 30% lower than what you would
Mhm.
buy now, except what you buy now has increased 20 to 30%. So really you're getting like half the house for the same amount of monthly payment. So people are not moving as much as they used to. So like where do you go? That's where I'm over it, dude. I'm doing events, I'm doing my sales and marketing, I'm doing what I like to do. I have no desire to be like the top agent in Dallas again. I was already on that trajectory and career path, and that for me was not like my favorite thing to do because it's a constant. I mean, everything's a grind, right? But just I guess at the end of the day, like they're realtors, everybody, the realtor, and you don't have. And the other thing about wholesale, right? Like another big barrier entry to me when I was building Elevate is you got to go through now it's like 270 hours to become a realtor. You don't have to have your license to be a wholesaler. Is that correct?
You don't have to be, but we are brokers. We do
Okay.
require our.
Okay.
That's not common. Yeah, it maybe is becoming a little bit more common, but prior, wholesale just started getting the recognition, or it's not a secret anymore. People know what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
I still think there are some things in the shadow, and it's just not well understood. But I think everyone knows what wholesaling is now. And there's really only two or three groups in this country that have really monopolized and took advantage of that. But it's a lot of fun. I learned more in 6 months doing this than I had my previous 3 years
Yeah.
in commercial, just because the sheer amount of transactions I was able to be a part of and execute. You learn by doing, right. You don't need to go to college to get into real estate, quite frankly. My Baylor degree, my finance and real estate degree, it didn't teach.
Student loans, those things were worth nothing. Like, thanks, Michigan State. Like, appreciate that. I just keep paying every year. But,
For sure. And it's a recession proof model. Like, we just adjust with the market. If flippers and rental buyers or whatever it is, like if they stop buying, their businesses cease to exist. So, we just adjust where needed. So we're constantly busy. Yeah, we're maybe like making a little bit less margin in between, but we're still doing consistent units month over month.
do you
No
work
matter
with hedge
what.
funds?
Sorry.
Do you work with any hedge funds?
Oh, absolutely. So we work with groups that buy 1,000 per year, and then we work with, like I said, the first time mom and pop buyer just looking into real estate and everything in between. Absolutely, and we have a separate from the brokerage. We have a fund ourselves, institutional capital, and it's completely separate from the wholesale business. We have a fund manager. We have investor capital. And also too, they have to, even if they buy from us, they play in the same rules. There's no preferential treatment from them. But we've tackled over 30 of those this year, and the plans with those are to flip those to, like, your Invitation Homes or Blackstone or more of those hedge funds. Absolutely. I mean, that single family is, I would say, maybe minus industrial, single family is the hottest asset class by far these last 5 years. It's fun to talk about. I mean, this is our sport. My first 23, 24 years of my life were devoted to high level competitive baseball, which took me to Baylor. You've heard the saying, every athlete dies twice, right? It's super true. I had a pretty rough couple years post finishing up my baseball career, and I had to channel that competitive energy into something. And also too, growing up in the Park Cities, you're surrounded by obviously super successful people, a lot of which are in real estate. And I was like, real estate's my sport. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm going to devote my life to. And this is the sport. And we very much run our team like a sports organization. It's the same. Having creating, cultivating a winning mindset and environment, and that's really what it's all about. So it's fun to wake up every day and get to compete in like in my opinion, the best arena out there.
And I think like competing nowadays is like it's especially when you're of the abundance mindset and you're with a team that's like growing together and you're all making freaking six figures a year. It's like, all right, we're competing, but we're also like sharing. And I mean that's I haven't seen y'all's team mindset, but just from knowing you, I feel like that's probably the atmosphere that y'all are cultivating is like competition, but also like team building.
Absolutely. It's a lot of it's like literally it's a baseball team, right? There's nine starting, position players, there's a few starting pitchers, and you have your top of the top, like any sales organization or anywhere, you have the 90-10 or 80-20 rule, right? Where 20% is going to do 80% of the revenue. So when I have a new recruit or someone coming in, like, look, I can point to multiple people in the room. Here's what they're doing, but here's what you're going to have to do to get to that level. It's everyone's helping each other, but at the same time, everyone wants to be the best. So they're like, it's all fun at the same time. Like if someone beats someone out, they're like, I got you there. I'm gonna kick your ass next time. But so it's friendly, good competition. But you got to have that Mamba mentality, or that MJ mentality or Brady. That there's a reason they're the goats. It's the same. It's the same stuff here.
And I think I'm so glad you mentioned that because it kind of teased me up for my next question, right? Like Mamba mentality, all these guys, LeBron James, they're always getting better, right? They're always training, they're always trying to improve. So what would be your like where are you trying to improve most in your business in the next 2 to 3 years? Like where do you see your growth happening and where do you see you lacking right now as far as in your business in particular?
Oh man, I mean, as a business owner, everything, every facet, every department, every touch point with an investor. I mean, the tech, the CRM building, our marketplace, everything needs improvements. Our biggest jump, like I said, is we're opening up our Fort Worth office in 2 weeks. That's going to be a huge challenge, obviously. I mean, one office is a lot to manage, but I think that's going to give a lot of our agents that have, been obviously helping us grow this. We have a lot of upper mobility. I mean, our goal is to be in every major market in Texas within the next 5 to 7 years. So I'm excited to see some of our team really step up and, really grab those leadership positions. Obviously, I'm sure we're going to fumble. And the hardest part's just getting going, right? I think that was the biggest decision for us as a business, was getting started. And that there's things are going to go wrong along the way. And it's just, solving those problems and overcoming those hurdles, and just, staying true to yourself and forging through and getting the right people in the boat. And it's a people business. That's all I focus on now, is finding the right A-level talent.
How do you find talent? Like, how are you attracting so much talent right now? Like, what? How do you find talent? How are you marketing it? Like, how are you getting out there to bring all these people on?
I mean, just like I mentioned on the sales or acquisitions, it's simple. I mean, it's a lot of LinkedIn, Facebook, cold calls. It's really just me right now. We're going to bring in a recruiting gal here shortly. Also, too, I mean, we now have an established business, a reputable business, and I think an attractive place to come in and work, a viable option too for your traditional real estate agents or people who are looking to get in. So word of mouth spreading, we're getting organic. Referrals from friends or family or whoever. I think we're doing a great job marketing online. Obviously, Instagram. We haven't really hit TikTok, but obviously, I mean,
What's your Instagram so people know? Where can they find you?
so my personal is going to be Ryan.Romo, and then my real estate is Ryan Romo Real Estate.
Okay.
And then honestly, but man, my favorite platform is LinkedIn. So definitely add me on LinkedIn.
I think we're like way into the podcast here, but we didn't even I don't even know the name. What's the name of the business? What's the name of the wholesale brokerage?
Yeah, our company is called RFP Homes, and
Okay.
right now we're in Las Colinas at Waterway Tower, floor 12. Please come visit us. We love taking people through, whether you're a buyer, seller, or just want to check out the operation. Right now we're in Las Colinas. We're considering moving that operation to Design District. We need more space. We're kind of on top of each other now, so we need to double in size for the office, and then our Fort Worth office is going to be on West 7th, near TCU. Those are the two flagships. And then I think the market could probably support another two offices from there. Again, getting the right people in these seats, developing them properly. And yeah, there's a lot of upward mobility and growth for.
Is there an Instagram for what is it? RF. Sorry, one more time.
Oh yeah, yeah. So all our socials are just going to be RFP Homes, whether that's Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. We try to be pretty active on
Cool.
everything.
I'm gonna go. I'm definitely gonna go check you out. Follow everything. I got a couple more questions here. So this is Elev8 Event Series Podcast. We met at a networking event at the beginning. what are you do? How do you find events in DFW? How did you find Elevate Dining? How are you, and then how are you currently networking and finding events in your business right now?
So it's pretty simple for our first with the real estate meetups. I mean, there's meetup.com and there's Facebook groups and Eventbrite. It's pretty straightforward. And just a quick Google. And it's nice having a team of 30, and our agents now self-regulate and they stay on top of each other and keep each other accountable to make sure that they're hitting those networking events. So it's very easy to find anything in real estate. I mean, there's an investor meetup weekly, right? Daily even.
You're going on the major websites and searching and looking for these meetups for real estate specific events.
Correct. And then too, I mean, there's groups in town that do their email marketing or Facebook. It's just, I mean, the wholesale arena. It's a big industry, but it's pretty small circle. Everyone knows all the players, so they're not hard to find.
What's one that like Donovan Ruff? Who's Donovan Ruffin? Like what's their business? Do you know him? Do you know who he is?
They do wholesaling.
Yeah,
I've never met him personally.
yeah.
Uh, I don't really know much about them, honestly.
I went to one at Komodo and I was like, why are there so many people here on a Wednesday? It was insanely packed, and I just had found out about it. So I definitely know the wholesale community loves to come out and network. So I've been looking to tap in with some of y'all, and I think we definitely got to collab on some events in the future.
Well, to answer your question, I mean, obviously, I learned. I think it was either Tab or Rami, and then I think you would reach out as well because we live in Victory Park, right? And
Oh
and it
yeah,
was at the Victor, and you were doing a pretty cool art. Obviously, I
yeah,
love art, as you can
yeah,
see.
yeah. Let's see, yeah. Shout out. What? Give the artist a little bit of shout out in the background because I got the
Okay.
same thing going on.
Yeah, so we got Captain Casual on what is this? My right. He's tagged up the office basically. He's out of Miami. He does a lot of
Badass,
yeah, pop
badass.
art, Wynwood Walls, and then right here on my left, the legend, not Dot Travis McCann. So
And I got a matching Travis. I got the Travis Elevate Real Estate cut. And you see Rami's that we made that one for the Elevate Dining actually for the Victor event. So I'm matching, and then I got honest, and then I see the Eatsies. Do you want to plug Eatsies too while we're just while we're doing this?
just keep plugging. Yeah, well, my father's the CEO of Eatsies, so
Hey, that's a flex right there.
it doesn't it doesn't suck. It's not a bad hookup.
And everybody, okay, so when I first moved to Dallas, I didn't know what I'm from Detroit, right? Like we don't have an Eatsies in Detroit. I mean, I guess in Ann Arbor you might have something that's called Zingerman's. It's very similar, but like it was far away from me. And this Eatsies stuff, y'all, if you don't know what Eatsies is, they have like this special every day, this hot special that's like it's good, healthy, awesome takeaway food. If you don't want to go to a restaurant, but you still want high end quality meals, Eatsies is that. And then it's so much more. It's its own like little grocery store. You can go get a sub. It's a whole like if you're in Texas and you're in Dallas and you need just like if you're looking for something to do, the Eatsies experience is definitely something you want to bring your parents to or your friends or your a significant other. So Eatsies, look it up. It's one of the coolest spots in town. And I mean, it's massive. It's like Bucky's, but for delis.
It's definitely a Dallas staple, and I try to explain it to people because we have a lot of friends. I grew up in LA, and we still have a pretty heavy LA presence and friends, and they've been coming a lot recently, and that's like the first stop. We're going to lunch at Eatsies, and they're like, "Holy shit, it's overwhelming because you just everything's prepared. You got the hot line, you got the sandwich salad that'll wrap around the whole
Sushi,
restaurant.
like
Everyone's
sushi,
it's
like you got
nuts.
everything. I mean, it's just like the ultimate. Like I now that my parents are coming in town this weekend. I'm gonna take them there because I don't think I've taken my mom to Easties, but it's like it's like everybody loves it. It's just the coolest vibe. Everyone's cool. You got great staff. Everyone's friendly. It's definitely a cool place to work. So I did not know that about you, but that's an awesome little flex you got for sure.
I don't do anything. I just eat.
Yeah, hey, that's what, that's all you need to do. All right, last question. Last question here. I do this with everybody, so it's not weird. You have to do it. You got to close your eyes. I need you to close your eyes and just envision your dream event for Ryan Romo and GH. Is it GHL Construction or I still working on the name? But Ryan
RFP Homes.
RFP. What did I say? GHL. RFP Homes Construction Wholesale event. What does it look like?
Man, all the heavy hitters in the real estate game here in DFW. I think you're actually already doing it. I've already inquired at the Statler and the Virgin Hotel. So just a bougie, cool, fun, restaurant summer vibe, and just at the end of the day, a network's all about the people that are there. They'll contribute, right? So just getting the right people, and we'll take care of the rest. But maybe a pool side fun vibe before it hits 100. That'd probably be the
Dude,
go-to event for me.
you're talking all my language now. I guess do have a follow-up question. How do you feel about mermaids?
Dude, this is so funny. We had a running joke. I'm sure you've seen Oaklawn. I had a bar name called the Merman back, and that was gonna be the
Dude, no, you did
swear to
not.
God.
Oh my God, dude. Okay, all right. Follow up on the follow up. How old was Ariel when she fell in love with Prince, whatever his name was?
I bet she was young. I'm gonna say 13.
Oh no, not that young. Come on, she was 16, dude. Come on, like
Uh,
you gotta test your merman knowledge and mermaid knowledge. Maybe not. They're not. Maybe they don't go there.
you never know with Disney, man, especially back in the days.
I know that it's a dark. Don't go down that dark tunnel on
No,
YouTube.
no, no, no. I've watched too many deep YouTube videos connecting some weird dots.
Weird nuts. Yeah. We're just gonna stay away from that. But anyways, thank you so much for coming on, bro. I really appreciate it. I learned a lot. I'm gonna definitely come by and check out everything you got going on in Las Colinas, and let's grow. Let's do some cool events together. Let's show Dallas what time it is, and let's take over. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on. And yeah,
Go for great. Go for
yeah,
great, baby.
go for great, baby. I'll talk to you.
All right, guys.